What's happening, guys? Welcome back to Tuesday Tool Review, where we love tools. I like tools. You like tools? Today, the Speedy Stitcher. The most important thing you could have in your arsenal of things to carry when you're boating, camping, hunting. You have horses, leather tack, just a regular day. Have it in your car because your seats are crap or something. So, we're going to kind of review this and go over how to use it and do a little stitch line and show you kind of how it works. And we'll talk about it. Let's get into it. So, you get everything with this thing. You get a spool of wax thread. You already get some that's already pre-made or pre-threaded for you on your bobbin inside. You get your handy dandy instructions. Very simple, easy to follow. If you can't figure it out, that's what I'm for. So, here we go. You got a cap. Comes off. 2 needles come with it. A straight and a curved. Pretty simple, right? Take those out. On the back side here, you have your thread. I'll use one of these needles to get it out. Just pops in there. And you have your bobbin. They already pre-ran it for you. Very cool. Very simple. Great tool to have. Well, we're gonna use the straight needle today. And there's different applications you can use different needles for. You get if you get the really curved needles, you can use them to restitch your upholstery. If you have boat upholstery or vehicle upholstery, or you need something that you really can kind of curve it into another hole, like if you got multiple, if you're going back through the holes, and that's what you want to do. Today we're just going to use the straight needle. Now, one thing you have to remember about these needles, or any needles, like my machine needles here on my machine, they have a groove in them, right? And this is the side your thread goes against. So you're going to feed your thread, the side here, through the opposite side. Pretty simple, right? You'll see it. They're hard to see, but you can use your fingernail and you'll find it. Like my fingernail is stuck in there. And what we have here is there's another groove on the shaft of the Speedy Stitcher that your thread, the hole should come from the handle through your top ring and come up through that groove. And the groove on this needle needs to match that groove on the shaft of the stitcher itself. The shaft. I should probably stop saying the shaft. So yeah, you just thread that right through there. If it'll go through, It's one of those days, even the thread doesn't want to work. All right. That took way longer than it should have. So then you're going to feed your thread right through the top. Go back down over your needle. Make sure you stay lined up with your groove on your needle and the groove on the shaft. And there we go. Now, when this is threaded, so generally when they come, you have your tensioning nail here, and what happens is you come out and you go around, and it creates tension, right? So I can still pull it out, and it's just a little tighter now. If you didn't have that done, it would be like unspooling on you. And you don't want that. Now, this is, like I said, this is great for all types of activities, all areas, outdoor life in general, and you could think of 1,000 different opportunities to use one of these. And what I like about them is they're so inexpensive of a tool, but yet so needed of a tool. When the time comes, whether it's at your house, out in the field, out on the water, anywhere, you can use this. So obviously I specialize in marine canvases, and so that's what I'm going to show you today. I'm going to kind of just demonstrate a little bit here, just to show you how easy it really is, So I have, say I'm out on the water. Now this could be a seam that ripped on your canvas. This could be a hole that gets put into your canvas, and you're like, man, I'm not going to be able to get anybody out here fast enough. Well, that's what my business does. I'm a same day fix for people for canvas work, right? You call me, I come down, you don't even have to do nothing. Where's your boat at? Is it at the dock? I can come to the dock. I bring my trailer, this trailer right here, my tiny shop, and I would fix this for you. But if you didn't have that opportunity in your town, wherever you are, if you're going to be out for a long time, having one of these Speedy Stitchers is awesome, all right? So I've created a hole here, and just a small hole. We're going to pretend that's on your bimini, right? Most people know what a bimini is. And so we'll say, I will suggest to you that when you do have canvas or leather or whatever it may be, type of material that possibly could be, go wrong, I would try to always keep a small sample amount of patch for whatever it is, whether it's webbing, if you have backpacks, or a canvas, if you have a canvas tent and you're really out in the backcountry, and you gotta be prepared. I'm a prepared person, and I would carry whatever I needed, and probably way more than I should carry, but I like to be prepared because there's really no reason not to be, right? Especially when it comes to this. I believe these are like, I don't know, under $20 for sure. I don't even know the price of it, honestly, but very, very useful tool. So got a hole. Crap. You know what? All right, we're gonna pull over, throw an anchor, and I'm gonna fix this because we're out here. It's just the beginning of the day, and okay, everybody, just kind of hang out, chill. Let's take this bimini down, and I'm gonna cut myself a patch, or hot knife your patch, so then it doesn't fray. All right. So then you're gonna put your patch on. Excuse me. You're gonna cover your hole with your patch. Now you're like, crap. Well, how do I hold that on there? Well, most people don't have seam stick, basting tape. They might have is some masking tape, though, right? Because this is for the DIYer out there. This is for the people that just trying to get by. Yeah. Now, there's several ways you could probably do this, and you could lay it on there and put the piece of tape right over the top of your patch. Then it'll hold it for you. Right? Pretty simple. You could take your patch, you could take your tape, you could make little, you could lay that right over the top of your hole, you know, if you needed several of them. And then you could go ahead and put your tape on, patch on there. Look at that. Masking tape, another wonderful thing. Duct tape, if you had electrical tape. I use electrical tape for everything, and that includes cuts on my finger, you know. It's better than a Band-Aid. Who knows? That's what growing up in the trades businesses my entire life will get you. Electrical tape Band-Aids. Now, maybe I should do a tool review Tuesday for electrical tape. So, here we are. We got our patch. Alright? And you're going to go from wrong side to right side. Right side to wrong side. You know what? If you don't know, you can pull out the instructions. And let's see. Let's see what they say, right? Pretty simple. You're gonna pull the entire length of thread to wrong side. So you're gonna push your needle through project from right side to wrong side. Now, depending on where you want your patch and what you want to do, you know, some people prefer, well, I don't want people to see the patch on the outside, or I don't want to look at the patch from the inside. I'd rather be on the outside. It's preference. I personally like to patch the outside. I think it just cleans it up, especially if you're doing patchwork. Now, a lot of things I do in my business, I like to extra reinforce areas, so I would actually technically do a patch on both sides. Cleans it up for everybody, for the people that may see it from the outside and from the inside perspective. I think it's just cleaner. It looks nicer. I'm not looking at frays or holes or anything like that. Okay? But for this purpose, we're just trying to get by. So whatever side's easiest for you. Okay? Now, if you need to be able to see the patch, I would highly suggest calling the patch the right side, not the wrong side. Why? Because you're pushing against the patch. And when you're pushing against the patch, you're not pushing it off the material, and you're not trying to hold also, right? So, we're going to go ahead and start an edge, and I'll show you. Just went right up through there. Now I'm going to pull my thread up through the material. Okay. And I'm going to pull it back out. Pull it out. Now I'm going to start stitching. So I'm going to push it back up next to it. Now this is where it is. You're going to drop it, and it's going to create kind of a loop underneath and a loop up top. What you want to do is take your tail. This is your tail. And your tail should be as long as the project that you need, right? Now I didn't pull it completely out because I'm not going to sew the whole patch. This is just demonstration. So I'm going to put it back through that loop right there. And that's all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to hold on to my tail. And I'm going to pull this back down. So I've just created my first stitch, right? I stitch over here. And I'm going to continue this pattern all the way down my patch, right? And again, you're going to hold this down. Now, I'll go ahead and I kind of pull a little tension on both sides just to snug it up a little. Okay? I'm going to push right back through that project. I'm going to do the same thing. And it's just rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Very simple. Very easy to do. I'll go ahead and throw a few of these through here. Okay. Now, again, like I say, not going to be perfect unless you practice a lot, which honestly, I don't practice a lot. Why? Because I have this beautiful industrial sewing machine. I would rather use that. But I carry one of these everywhere I go. In my truck. We like to camp. We like to be outdoors. I hunt. I go fishing. I do all outdoor stuff. And this thing has saved me before on backpacks. You know, I've actually tried it on a sneaker once. Actually held the sole on. Works. Just saying. Whatever you can come up with in the sense of using this for, it will benefit you to have it for such an inexpensive tool. So, let's keep going here. Do one more here like this. And what we're going to do now, when you reach the end of your project, you're just going to pull that loop up just as if you were going to thread this through there, right? You're going to pull that up. And I cut right next to the needle. And you pull your project out. Okay? And what do? You just tie yourself a little knot. Nothing, doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be extravagant. Now the best thing about the wax thread is it kind of glues itself. Not permanent stuff. But just simple, okay? Very, very easy. And then you would have your thread on the inside, and you know, work your way out and around this, and all the way to the end. Same technique the whole way through. So I definitely rate this thing high priority for adventurers, boats, owners. Anybody that's outdoors that is going to need a fix. So please run out and buy yourself one. You'll never regret it. And you'll actually use this once you have it in your arsenal of things to use. You will use this a lot. So definitely recommend this. 10 out of 10. Doesn't matter. It could be a most inexpensive tool that is 100% necessary. Can't live without it. Right here, the Speedy Stitcher Sewing Awl. Have a good day, everybody. Again, like and subscribe. Follow along. I'm doing Tool Review Tuesdays, definitely. And I'm going to start putting out some more content with my business. Making things, DIY things, and just kind of giving you tips and tricks and things that you can use in everyday life sometimes, and things that you possibly could make yourself. So, thanks for sticking with me. If you did, God bless you. Have a great day. See you next time on Tuesday Tool Review.